Welcome back to Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. Welcome back to One Brain Ops. So, last time we saw what was going on in the village of Oma with Nephany and Braum, and we managed to spare all those volunteers. Now we're going to see what happens next, because they mentioned Ludwig, or the boss of that chapter before he died mentioned Ludwig. So we're going to have to figure out what's going on with him. Let's go.
In a rural Crimean town, a band of rebels sow the seeds of discontent. They are stopped by Braum and Nephany, two former Crimean soldiers. However, more uprisings are sure to follow. Braum and Nephany decide to travel to Melior, the capital of Crimea, and inform Queen Lucia as to the gravity of the situation.
Tides of Intrigue. I've always liked this kind of artwork. Like this particular one. If you notice, like, some of the people in here are not Bjork, they're Laguz, and that's kind of a cool touch. Yeah, it's good that, you know, Braum is able to kind of provide some encouragement here. This is sort of the character development that I was talking about with Lucia, is that, like, she kind of goes through a lot in this part of the game. So we're going to try to uncover some evidence. Okay. Well, we get a base now for the first time in part 2, so let's, as always, start with the info conversations. Let's start with Heather. So yeah, Heather did decide to come with us after being recruited in that last chapter. Oh yeah, and by the way, I didn't mention this when we recruited Heather, but I don't know if she's the first, but she is... I'm pretty sure she's the first in... I don't know, in all of Fire Emblem? She might be. Anyway, she's gay. And that is confirmed through the developers of the game. She's into girls, that's why she was so eager to follow Nephany. And I was trying to remember if she's the first openly gay character in Fire Emblem, and then moreover, whether she's the first openly gay Nintendo character. I don't know if that's true on either of those counts, but it might be. I don't know, that's something you can look up on your own. I'm not going to bother doing it right now. I feel like Brahm and Nephany could have let Heather come along to meet the Queen. I don't understand that comment, because if not for Ludwig, there wouldn't have been a rebellion, you wouldn't have met Nephany and Brahm, and you wouldn't have come to Melior, so Ludwig actually effectively got you pretty close to the Queen, didn't he? Okay. So Lucia's gonna take Nephany and Brahm along. Okay. I guess she needs some muscle. Ah, yes. One of the other great lines in this game. Got a bad case of espionage. And I love how Lucia just goes, that's a nice story. So, yeah, it kind of seems like that conversation gets you Heather for this chapter, but she was already coming along anyway. It's only a 1-star conversation. Okay, let's see the Laguz conversation. Oh yeah, I should mention, Leith and Mordecai are here. We haven't seen them yet in Radiant Dawn, but they are here in Melior. They're ambassadors from Gallia. Yeah, Leith has really come a long way since Path of Radiance. She, I mentioned this earlier when I was talking about Jill, but Leith was, you know, extremely prejudiced against Bjork when we met her in that game, and now she seems to understand Bjork politics actually fairly well. Yeah, I kind of agree with Leith here. And yeah, Mordecai still talks in the third person. And the reason for that, by the way, if you didn't play Path of Radiance, is he's relatively new to speaking the common tongue. Oh, and here's Leanne. And she says, I'll go too. She's always so excited. Yeah, so more preparation. So, like I mentioned, Lucia is kind of just recruiting muscle for this. Sorry, accidentally almost stopped recording. Lucia is just recording. I can't speak today. Recruiting muscle for this operation. So she asked for help from Nephany and Braum and Heather, and then from Leith and Mordecai as well. So you kind of get an idea of who we're going to be using in this chapter. Okay, let's see what Alincia has to say. So yep, we got a talisman. Well, yeah, but it's Fire Emblem, so you kind of are. And we get an elixir. So now we can finally look at the units that we have for this chapter. So Lucia, okay, the items we got there. So Talisman is a stat booster for resistance. Again, we're just going to save the stat boosters for the end. But then, yeah, we've got Leith and Mordecai, who are new. And then Braum, Nephany, and Heather, who we met last chapter. Okay, and I'm going to swap some items around in a bit, but I'll talk about these three here. So, Lucia is kind of interesting. So she's our commander for this one. You can see she has 2-star authority, so we're going to benefit from that in this chapter. That's nice. Plus 10 hit and avoid for everybody. And yeah, she comes with a silver sword, which, well, I've got plans for that, but the thing with Lucia is that she's available for this one chapter, and then for story reasons, after this, she's going to be gone for a while. So, really, she's not all that useful of a character, because by the time she rejoins, she's then super underleveled for that point in the game, and right now she's very overleveled for this point in the game. She's already a level 14 Swordmaster to start with, so yeah, Lucia is not the most useful character. You can use her if you want, but it's just her availability is terrible. And then Leith and Mordecai are beast Lagoos, of course. Leith is a cat, Mordecai is a tiger. And you can see Leith starts with a Lagoo Stone, which we saw Lucia came with a Lagoo Stone as well. And then Mordecai has some Olivigrass. So, both of them are going to be useful here in Part 2. Generally, most Lagoo's characters that can't remain transformed at all times, like Nyla can, are not super useful in this game. And yeah, that's really the case with Leith and Mordecai. They're useful in this part, so in this chapter, and then in Part 2 Endgame, where they'll be available again. But beyond that, we're not going to get a whole lot out of them, but we'll still make use of them here. Okay, we don't have access to the shop, and we don't have access to the skills menu, but we can get into the XP screen. So, with Heather, I mentioned that she needs to gain some strength. Oh, and actually, you know what? I'm going to look up exactly how much she needs. I meant to do that before I started. Okay, hang on a second. Okay, so I just was looking this up. So I actually need to get Heather up to 20 strength fairly quickly here, and she's only at 15 to start with. And her strength growth is only 25%, so it's not really that high. Now, there are potentially some energy drops that she could get access to. There's one that we can get later in part 2, and if you transfer the one from part 1 through Ileana the Delivery Girl, you can get her another energy drop in time, and that would give her 4 points of strength, so she'd only need to gain 1. I'm saving those energy drops for something else, though, so I might use a slightly broken strategy for part of this later on, but I'm going to try to do the most that I can now to prevent from having to do that later. So, what I'm going to do is, much like with the characters that I'm training for Endgame, I'm going to bring Heather up to 99. And we're going to try to get her, obviously, 1 level, her first action in the chapter, and then hopefully another one before the chapter ends. So, that is the goal. We're trying to train Heather right now. Out of this group, I'm not going to be really bringing anybody else to Endgame or focusing on anyone else, so Heather's the one I'm going to try to feed kills to. As I mentioned before, she's very useful, even if you're not taking her to Endgame, so it's worth getting her some XP and some levels here in part 2. Alright, so... support, nobody's going to be able to support. And then, yeah, like I said, we're going to swap around the items. So Heather stole that vulnerary at the end of the... just checking if there's anything in the convoy. Okay, nothing other than that talisman. She stole that vulnerary at the end of the last chapter. Mordecai does have a vulnerary. Leith doesn't have a healing item, though. And so what I actually... Oh, we're going to put that Ashura icon in the convoy as well. So what I think I'm going to do... I'm actually going to swap that vulnerary over to Leith. And... let's see, who has the most HP? I guess Lucia does, but she's also not going to take a lot of damage, most likely. So, okay, we're going to actually give Nephany that 7-use vulnerary. Brahm's going to take the concoction. Lucia is going to take the herb, I guess, because she's probably going to dodge most things. And then we're going to give Mordecai the elixir. And yeah, 3 uses for the vulnerary and for the elixir and the concoction. I mean, we're probably not going to need more than that. And yeah, let's go ahead and give that Ashura icon to the convoy. Yeah, once we can sell that, we will. Actually, that might be a valuable item to transfer over to the Part 3 party as well, so we'll probably do that. Anyway. So that pretty much covers the base, so let's go ahead and get out of here. Yep, there's Ludwig. Yeah, he is creepy. Okay, so we found the proof. I don't know why this document is just, like, hidden in a cave near the Valray Castle. That doesn't really make sense, but... alright. Yeah, who speaks in the ancient tongue here? Yeah, so here she says, great, we found them. And yeah, it's Leanne and Lucia. And annoyingly, because of this reveal, you don't get to manage their inventories at the base. So that's a little annoying, but they are going to be with us for this chapter. And here she says sorry. I kind of wanted to fight in the cave. But yep, we're just straight into the map. So, we are here in a Fog of War map. This is my least favorite chapter of Part 2, but I do still like it. It's not bad at all. So, I'm going to go ahead and practice the chapter, and then we will begin. Alright, let's go ahead and begin, and I actually forgot to do this here before the start of the battle, before I did my practice run, so I had to go through and try to remember everything that I did, so if there's any slight discrepancy in who has what items, that's why. Okay, so what we're going to do here, though, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring Mordecai up here. Now, you could give him Leith's Leguse Stone and transform him right away, but I'm going to go ahead and actually just use a Libby Grass. And the reason being, I know what's standing right here in the dark, and I'm okay with him getting attacked untransformed. This is going to get his gauge up to full pretty quickly. Leith is just going to follow behind, and I'm not going to have her use her Leguse Stone yet. Now, for this other front here, so I'm going to bring Nephany here, and we're going to equip the Javelin, because there are several ranged enemies here in the dark. Brom's going to stand right next to her with the Steel Axe. And then we're just going to kind of have everybody else on standby. We're going to just sort of set up our defensive line here on this first turn. Oops. Yep, I want that knife equipped. And yeah, Heather has good night vision, so she detects these guys, but we're just going to let them attack us. Then I'm going to put Lucia here behind Nephany. Wind Edge. And then these torches here, you can light them, as I just did. And it'll just illuminate the area around it. The enemy will sometimes extinguish them, too. And then this is just to get some experience on Leanne. But also, we're going to set her here, and we're going to have Lucia transform right away. Now, you got to keep Leanne and Lucia behind your line here, because there are quite a few archers back here that will do some serious damage. So, yeah. Okay, and that one apparently can... Well, okay, I guess it went for Nephany. But yeah, the reason we have the Javelin equipped is that otherwise these ranged attackers will go after Nephany, but because they prioritize not getting counterattacked, they'll go after Brom, which I would much rather have them do. And Nephany's poisoned. Yeah, there are quite a few poisoned weapons in this chapter, which is annoying. And we didn't steal that antitoxin in the last chapter. Okay, and that didn't quite get Mordecai to max yet, but he'll reach max at the start of the next phase, so I'll let him get attacked one more time. We're gonna take a little bit longer to break through here anyway. Okay, so Lucia can probably wind edge somebody. Okay, we could do that. Can Heather, by chance... No, you wouldn't be able to kill that one. And you want to be careful when you're doing things like this, that I'm doing now, that you don't step into the dark spaces, because you might run into an enemy and end up stuck there. Yeah. Okay. So, and again, you want to kind of think about how you're setting up your Leanne chant. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually chant for Braum and Lucia, because they're really my two hardest hitters here. So we're going to try to take out this guy first. Okay. Then Lucia take out somebody. Actually, just out of curiosity. What can you steal? Oh, there's a vulnerary to steal, maybe. But yeah, we could definitely take out that weakened archer with Heather. I kind of want Braum... How would you do against this one? With the steel axe, it's an extra 3, so you'd have an attack of 30. He's got a defensive... Yeah, okay, it's not like you're gonna kill him. And speed... Yeah. Okay. Alright, well, the main thing is I want to prioritize the archers, so we're going to go ahead and take out this archer. Okay, then we're going to Canto Lucia back. And chant for those two. Okay, and we're going to leave Leanne here because we're going to be moving our line up a little here. So... Yeah, actually, Lucia could probably come up here. And yeah, even against Weapon Triangle, like, Lucia still does pretty well against all these enemies. Like, look at, I mean, 20 hit rate. 28 hit rate against the Steel Lance, so... She does pretty well, and I don't really want to use the Silver Sword. I'm saving this for somebody else, and I'll explain that a bit at the end of the battle. Well, let's go for this, and Braum can probably come around and finish him. Oh, or you can just get a crit. That works too. Okay, that was fine. And now, Heather is... Oh, there's a torch. Okay, droppable torch. Heather's okay to come on the front line here for now. I'm going to go ahead and... Ugh, another crit that we didn't need. Get her that kill and a level, and I hope she gains strength here. That'd be nice. Okay, that was a really good level, and she did gain strength, so excellent. And yeah, she has a 25% strength growth, so it's not like she's super likely to gain it at any time, but... Okay, and we're gonna just attack this guy. He's probably gonna use Vulnerary. And then we'll go ahead and equip the Great Lance, and then heal Nephany here. Oh, and I forgot to move Lucia. Okay. Well, that's fine. So, yeah, if I had realized that, and he has like this dark color palette, so it's hard to tell sometimes if he's moved. But yeah, if I'd realized that, I would have moved Nephany so Lucia could finish this guy. Anyway, that's fine. I don't really want to put him up here, because I know that there's still an archer, but I'm actually going to fly him up here, and we're going to try to draw in some enemies from over here. And then these two are going to just stay where they are for now. Okay, so you didn't heal, you decided to make it easier for me. Okay. Not great. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's funny. So, for some reason, I don't really fully understand the rules of how the Fog of War works, I guess. But, like, you saw there, that enemy ran over to Lucia, but for some reason Lucia can't see what's directly in front of him. And so he just attacked from the darkness, and, I mean, Lucia still counterattacked, but we still can't see that enemy, so, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, now that Mordecai's at max, we're going to go ahead and shift him. And I could heal him first, but I'm going to go ahead and just take this guy out. Okay, and Leith is close to transforming. The problem is if I try to run up and burn this torch, then the enemy that came over here after Lucia is going to be able to hit Leith, and I kind of don't want to do that unless I have to. Okay. Well, let's figure out how we're going to advance over here, and I do want to heal Braum. So... yeah, we'll set up our next wall here. And Leanne can get up to here. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to put Heather here. And yeah, see, she now scouts out this enemy for us, and also this priest that's down here. So now Lucia can take out that enemy. Okay, and I'm actually going to bring him back here. And we'll chant for Lucia and Heather. Now, Leith should now be safe to go burn this. Not that it's necessary to burn the torches, but might as well. And then we'll set up our line. Let's try and set it up here along this diagonal. So we'll go ahead and just take out the priest. Okay. And one other thing is that there are more enemies up here at the top as well. And they might start trying to run down. I don't think they'll be able to get past this choke point, though, so we can stick somebody in there later, and I'm probably going to have Lucia fly back and do that, or Mordecai and Leith will take them out as they make their way across. Basically, the plan is these two are going to go across the top of the map, and everybody else goes around the bottom. Okay. Now, that mage in the dark... can I take him out with... oh, okay, you only do 4 damage to Nephany? Yeah, let's do that. And you missed anyway. Okay. And yeah, I know there's a lot more enemies down here, but they're hiding right now. Okay. And then... well, you know... okay. Yeah, I'm actually just going to have Lucia fly back and hold that choke point, just in case I'm wrong about how far those enemies can get. Okay. And then Heather, let's just get you... we'll keep you behind Lucia here, but... oh, so I should mention this item that she picked up, the torch. I generally don't find them that useful. I mean, they help with Fog of War, obviously, but they're centered around the unit that uses it. And, I honestly find the torches, like, I prefer to just hang on to it and sell it. But I'll just demonstrate it here. We'll use one use of it. Okay, and you can see that did illuminate quite a big area, and yeah, now I do know these guys can't get down there. But, now knowing their range, let's go ahead and try to provoke him with Lucia. Why not? And yeah, I do want to watch his transform gauge. I'm probably not going to use up his last Laguz stone. Although Leith has one, so I could trade that over to him later if I need to, but... Ow, Nephany. Anyway, I do have specific uses for Neolucci, or a specific use, I should say, in Part 2 Endgame, that I need him to have a Laguz Stone for, so either his last one, or we trade in Leith's. Okay, nice job, Braum, you took that one down. And yeah, that is an archer with a longbow, and that's a rather evil thing to do on a map where you have flyers and fog of war. Okay, so this worked to bait them over. Nice. Okay, and now Leith and Mordecai should be able to take out those two. Although apparently now we can't see this. Yeah, the torch does kind of wear off over time, so the edge of the vision range receded a little bit, so we can't see that mage. But we know where he is, and we can just have Mordecai take down this one. How much damage do you do? Well, okay, you would one-shot him. Because I can't look at that mage's stats, I don't know if we'd be able to take him out necessarily. I mean, we probably can. Okay, Leith, though, okay, your strength would be 18, and your speed would be 24, so you'll double this guy, right? Oh, yeah. Strength is... Oh, her strength is 18, but then her claw does 8? So she'd do 16 damage to him. Okay, so yeah, actually, I do need Mordecai to take out this one. Okay. And then that should uncover the mage. Yep. And now I'm going to bring Leith around and put her in this choke point. Okay. And now we're making pretty good progress up here. There are some more enemies that are going to charge in, but drawing these guys from up here is really useful, because otherwise you'll end up with a ton of enemies stacked right in here in this area. And if you only have your Laguz up there who only have short-range attacks, that can be a problem, because they'll get hit by a bunch of ranged enemies and that'll just run down their transform gauges. Okay, now Neolucci, you're about to revert, but we can use you one last time here to take out one of these guys. Your attack is 27. This guy, his defense is 15, so you'd only do 12. You actually wouldn't kill him. Okay, so you probably would want to go for this one then. Well, okay, can we even take this guy down? I might need to just help Neolucci take that guy down. Yeah, I'm gonna try to, well, okay. I'm gonna have Neolucci go for that guy, and we're gonna try to set up the kill for somebody else. We'll have Lucia take down this one. Actually, can we take down this one? Oh, but that could set up a kill for Heather, maybe. Well, okay, let's do this. Okay. Then Neolucci come weaken this guy. Okay, and then you can actually Canto out of the way. Nice. Oh, this guy has a vulnerary to steal, too. That might be an option, but... there's also that. And you gotta think about where you want to set up the Leanne chant, too. She can't get up to this square, so we can't include Lucia. So, a lot of different ways we could approach this. Well, okay, there's 3 enemies and I've got 3 characters to move, so they could each just take 1. And we could just have... Well, maybe Heather's other action could be to steal that vulnerary. Let's do that. So, okay. Let's put Braum here. Yep. Take out that guy. Okay. We'll steal this vulnerary. Then Nephany take out this guy. Okay. Okay, and now you could come up here and burn the torch, Nephany, but because I know what's over here in the dark, I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to just stand on this space and use the vulnerary, and I know it's only 5 HP, but she is poisoned right now, so that might just prevent her from dying of poison. And then we'll just take out that guy with Heather. Alright. Oh, and Heather managed to scout out that guy. And we lost vision up to the top there because Heather moved down. So, yeah, that's the disadvantage to the torch. Okay. Yeah, and you couldn't see it there on the map fight, but that guy has a killer lance, which is why I was being cautious there. Okay. Okay, now, and yep, you see Heather's vision recede even a little further. Okay, so now we gotta take this guy out, and the other thing is there's something down in this corner that we need to get. And annoyingly, it can be a pain to clear out the fog to be able to actually see down there. Basically, there's an enemy bandit down here who is holding a coin, which you can steal if you want to. I'm not going to. And also standing on the square where there's a discipline scroll, a hidden treasure for Heather to find. So we're going to try for it here. And then I really don't know if we're going to get the turn bonus. The turn bonus here is 7 and then 9 for half turn bonus. We'll see how these next couple of turns go. So can Heather... Well, okay, let's get a little XP that way, I guess. And I'm just putting her there so that she can get into a chant position. And yeah, bringing the Lucia into that doesn't really help anything. Okay, I kind of want Nephany to take this guy out. And maybe Lucia could head over here too. Or Braum could. Nah, you know what? No, it's fine. We'll just head up this way. Lucia's gonna head that way too. And I'm actually gonna put her here and equip the Wind Edge. And hopefully draw an attack this way. And then let's chant for Heather. And Heather is going to head into this corner, equip the Iron Dagger, and now we can see the bandit here. So the bandit will attack once you walk up to him, so she'll get attacks on the enemy phase. And then Leanne, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to really get you close enough, but we're going to shove you anyway. Okay, and now up here, let's just have Leith finish this guy. And I guess, yeah, Mordecai's still got 16 on his transform gauge, so it should be down to 13 after this fight. We'll just take out that mage, and they'll probably draw a couple more enemies towards them. Okay, now this enemy I definitely need to show. He's got a crossbow, which is, I believe this is the first crossbow we're seeing in this game. Oh, Braum. Ooh, good crit. Okay, that was big, actually, because if you didn't kill him, I'd have to spend another turn killing him. Okay, that worked out pretty well. Alright, so now, let's try for that hidden treasure. And might as well use a vulnerary while we're here. Okay, and we got the discipline scroll. Good. Alright, now, so this is a bowgun. It's not actually a crossbow. It's the weaker version. They are an interesting item in this game, crossbows and bowguns. So they're a 1 to 2 range bow, but they don't rely on the unit stats at all. They just rely on the weapon's might. So you can see it has a might of 24, and the enemy's attack is 24. So it doesn't take their strength into account. Because their might is so ridiculously high, they pretty much one-shot flyers in every circumstance because it triples the weapon's might. So you can do some fun things with crossbows and effectiveness bonus in this game. We'll see a bit of that later, but the main thing is just don't let a flyer attack a crossbow. In most cases, it'll be fatal. And they can also be wielded by warriors, which is the class Nolan is. You can see this enemy is a warrior. So warriors, and then reavers, which is the 3rd tier of that. And then also snipers, which is a 2nd tier archer, and marksmen, which is a 3rd tier archer. So, yeah, that's an interesting sort of thing to keep in mind for this game. Now, let's see. You would do 19, and you did miss on the enemy phase there, which was very annoying. So, let's see if we can weaken you with Nephany. Ugh. What is this guy's luck? Alright, and yeah, because of that, I still can't take him out. Oh my god, goodness. Okay, so Lucia can't get him. And I feel like, well, okay, they can't reach from up there, but even if they could, we probably would run into a bunch of enemies. And yeah, there were reinforcements that spawned down here at the start. There's also a mage who's hiding here in the dark. They do get on you quickly, because this map is actually pretty small, so you have to keep an eye on them. Now, these two are both pretty low on their gauges. So, what I'm going to do... I'm going to actually just burn this. And then Mordecai... Now, I know the boss, who's a mage, is standing here. I don't want to put Mordecai there. But I'm going to go ahead and do this. We're going to use the elixir. And just stand here, because I know that there's an enemy with a steel axe here, and Mordecai is really one of the only ones who has the strength to be able to fight these guys. But okay, now we've actually illuminated this whole area. So it is really just these two enemies and then the boss area. And, okay, that priest. So knowing that, then, what I'm going to do... Oh, and I do want to be able to chant for Heather. Okay, where is Heather going to be able to move to? Your movement is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can get up to here. So I want to give Heather an extra move next time. Although if you can get there, you can also get here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I could arrange to chant on this square for her. Okay. Okay, so I guess what we'll do... Yeah, this is a little tricky. Because I want someone to go in and fight the bowgun, but none of these units can actually one-shot this guy, so I have to use 2 of them. And then whoever I send through is not going to be able to take out the bowgun. Okay, so let's do this first. Okay, let's actually... Yeah, and I also can't position them such that I can heal Nephany and fight with Nephany. Okay, so let's... Galder for Nephany. Okay, that one's gone. He dropped a vulnerary as well, and then... Oh, and by the way, Lucia has parity. So this cancels out all bonuses. It's actually not a very good skill on Lucia, with her being a sword master, because she benefits greatly from a lot of various things that parity cancels out. Yeah, and even with the silver sword, that's not enough to kill him. And she has the same crit rate here, so we might as well go for this. Alright. Come on, Lucia, get a crit. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay, I've gotten bailed out by some lucky crits with this guy and with Heather down here. That's good. So, alright, Ania Lucci, I mean, we're not going to do anything with you. I might want you for shove utility, though, so let's just have you in the area. You might be able to shove... I don't know if you can shove Heather, but we'll find out. Okay, so these enemies are coming down towards the bottom, which makes sense. Okay, and Mordecai is getting real low on his gauge. Leith's about to revert also. Nope, Nephany's cured of poison. Okay. And Mordecai now is down to 2 on his gauge. So I could give him some more Olivigrass, though, and I think that's probably what I'll do. I could even have Leith use her Lagoo Stone and try to start fighting as well. I don't know how much she really does, though. Okay, so Heather, let's get you up as far as you can go. The reason I want Heather over here is that the boss has a secret book, which is a skill stat booster that I want to steal before we kill him. And this is turn 7, so okay, I'm not going to get the full turn bonus here, obviously. And yeah, I don't really have to worry about these enemies. They're not going to be able to get to us before we end the map here. So, alright, let's... And it's too bad Braum is here and not a little bit further, so we could attack that. Nephany, I don't think, does very much. No. Alright, well, let's go ahead and let's just take out this priest, I guess. Okay, and then I think what I'll do... Well, okay. Your resistance is 8, yours would be 20. Yeah, it's better to have Leith tank that attack than Mordecai. Okay, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna go ahead and use the Lagoo Stone. And this way, my Lagoos can start taking down the armors. And I get... Well, you know... I guess I could just do that and let Mordecai revert. The problem is then it's going to be harder for me to take out the other armor without Mordecai's help. So let's just use the Olivigrass. And can you shove Heather? Oh, you can. Okay, I can get her a little closer then. Braum can get ready, because we might need him. let's actually do this. Let's shove Heather. And then shove Heather again. And yeah, obviously, I checked these guys' range. We can see it gets up to here. You can't see the parts that are in the dark, but they won't be able to catch us. Okay, and I guess shoving Heather was not entirely necessary there at all. She's close enough still. So let's just get her in position. And then Lucia... Your movement is 7. Yeah, I need to get you a little closer to be able to hit the arrive point. And yeah, let's go ahead and use that herb. I don't know if I'm going to have you fight or not. Yeah, this boss, Mirage, he has some interesting boss quotes against various characters. I'm probably not going to be able to show them all. Okay, so this should kill you. And yeah, I didn't mention it, but the boss and these two generals don't move, so that's why we're taking this strategy of just placing the Lagoos in front of them. Okay, so what I want to do... And now, with these guys in the darkness down here, I do have to be a little careful. In fact, maybe I should run Leith back there to just hold this choke point. Or somebody, anyway. Leith is probably a good choice for it. But I gotta take out this guy, steal the item with Heather, and then... Can, like, Nephany maybe take out the boss? No, she doesn't double him. Oh, and I don't really have Leanne close enough right now. Okay, so we're gonna bring Leith down. We're gonna shove Leanne. And that both illuminates down here so I can see where the enemies are, and that one can't even get to Leith yet. It gets Leanne a little bit closer, so that she can chant for somebody standing here, or here, that might be helpful. So, Mordecai is going to have to be part of this team. Okay. And can Nephany maybe finish this guy? Ooh, she can if she hits that 88. Got him. Okay. So now... Okay, and... Thing is, I don't really want Lucia to fight him because she can't then arrive as well, unless I can get Leanne to chant for her, which is maybe what can happen. Okay, so could Lucia just kill him straight up? With the silver sword, yes. No, actually, sorry, that's 34, so no. Okay, Mordecai, what about you? So... Your speed is 18. Your attack is 38. He has really high defense, actually. Huh. I mean, not really high, but surprising for a mage. Yeah, I need multiple units to fight him is the problem. And he's just in this corner. Okay, so I've got one more turn to get the bonus XP, though, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna steal the secret book. We're going to chant for Mordecai. Mordecai is then going to rescue Heather. And then, can Lucia take her? No. So, Braum. Take. Drop. Okay, and now he'll go for Mordecai again, and that's fine. You know, we could go for this, too. Let's go for this fight. Yeah, I mean, if she gets a lucky crit, then I'll, you know, be happy, but if we don't kill him, that's okay. Yeah, and he looks so happy when he addresses Lucia. He's just got that big old smile. Okay, another lucky crit. Well, alright. Yeah, I got several lucky crits there, but it still didn't help me get the turn bonus, so that's okay. And then I only have Lucia left to move, so we'll just end the turn. Now, there is one more thing with this chapter. Before we get out of it. So, as I mentioned, Lucia is going to leave us for quite a while after this. So, I want that silver sword, and I purposely avoided using it throughout this fight. You know, I could actually get some XP on some people. Well, Heather's the only one I want gaining XP. Could we do this? I mean, I guess. Okay, hang on. We're gonna figure out how to get Heather some XP, because she could probably kill that mage. I just need to get Leanne a little closer. Oh, and actually, Mordecai, by the way, has this skill Smite that I didn't talk about. Yeah, it's a double shove. So we're gonna do this. Actually, is it possible? She does 12. Could Leith, like, set up this kill for her? Because that'd be awesome. Ooh, yeah. Don't crit, Leith. Please don't crit. Nice. Okay, so we could actually... Yeah, we're going to try to steal 2 kills for Heather here. I hope that Heather can see that mage, though. Yes, okay. Okay, and you probably don't kill this guy, right? But you do kill this one. Alright. So, we stole a couple kills for Heather. Didn't quite level her, but that's okay. Alright, so, now before we arrive and end the map... Yeah, I don't want to do that. Sorry, still just thinking about other stuff I could try. I mean, I don't care about anybody else getting XP from him, so... Before we get out of here, I'm going to actually take that steel sword from Lucia. It doesn't matter who takes it, because all of these characters that we have right now, except for Lucia, will be available for Part 2 Endgame. They won't be available in the next chapter, but the one after that they will. But Lucia will not, so we're going to go ahead and just take her silver sword. And then, I kind of want to take that Wind Edge, too. Yeah, I'm going to have someone who can use that in Part 2 Endgame, so yeah, we'll go ahead and give her that Wind Edge. And I mean, I might as well the Iron Sword. It's not going to hurt anything. So the thing is, I'm not really worried about taking items away from Lucia, because at the point that she rejoins, we'll actually be able to just buy silver swords in the regular item shop. Not even in bargains or anything. So that silver sword is not going to be... its relative value is much greater now, and I want to transfer it to someone who can really make use of it. So, we're good with that. And then we're going to go ahead and arrive. This will also show off another aspect of what happens with certain units in this game later that I will explain when we get to it much, much later on. Well, so much for that, Lucia. Oh, right, yes, we forgot about this. So, apparently Marcia was out searching for Ike. I wonder what Ike is up to. And here, Leanne says... Sir Ike... So here she said, not at all, and then me not big, no problem. And, yeah, here Leanne said, don't cry, you can count on me. I was just kind of letting her song play a little bit. Okay, and yep, that is half-turn bonus, so... Yeah, that chapter it's difficult to do in 7 turns, and I mean, I had to get pretty lucky to be able to get the half-turn bonus, also be able to get the Discipline Scroll and the Secret Book with Heather. I got the benefit of several timely criticals to do that, so, yeah, half-turn bonus is definitely adequate there. And yeah, for bonus XP, next time we're going to be... well, let's just say there is a very large bonus XP incentive on the next map, and I'm looking forward to that. So, alright, that wraps up this episode. So I will see you next time. Thank you for watching One Brain Ops.